prepping team. We want to say, first of all, thank you for tuning in to another prepping team video.
That's right.
That's all you got to say, is that right?
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too. Look, this is a channel where we come together and we try and prepare you for the coming turmoils, trials, whatever say it is. You see what was going on in the news and things like that. So we want to make sure that everyone stays prepared.
Right. How do we stay prepared?
How do we stay prepared? Well, you know, sometimes some people, they grew up in a household with their fathers, uncles, cousins, or whatever, maybe was in the military, different things like that, to where they were taught how to be prepared. But we know a lot of our people, guess what? We didn't grow up that way.
Well, let me ask a question. Does it take a lot of money, or is it expensive to prep?
It's not really expensive to prep. Now, there are certain levels that come to prepping, right? But to be prepared, you can do it on a expensive budget, or you can do it on a low budget, right? But one thing that we gotta understand when it comes to preparing and the items that we use to prepare with is that you get what you pay for. It is what it is. So you can, a lot of times we gotta prioritize budget to what we think is more important. What's important, right? You go out to eat with your wife and you end up spending $120, on some good sushi or with the sake and all that stuff like that. What's important, right? Is being prepared for the trouble to come important, or is it going to lunch every day for $20 plus the tip?
I say be prepared.
I say be prepared too. And that's why we're doing these videos, for our people to be prepared, right?
That's right.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about PPE.
About what?
PPE. Personal Protection Equipment.
How you learn that?
In the military.
In the military. Okay. You got a jarhead here.
That's right.
Is that what they called y'all?
Yeah, jarhead.
Right.
We didn't think, we just tore up stuff.
Tore up stuff. All right, so PPE, personal preparedness equipment, right? So why are these things important, right, for you when it comes into preparing? Why is the PPE important?
Well, it's important because if you're out in the field and you're doing activities, you want to be prepared, you want to be protected, you want to have your eye pro, your proper footwear, and knee pads if you got them. So some of the items we have up here today, we're going to discuss it and talk about why they're important.
Right, and the reason why these things are, the number one reason why they're important, because if you get injured, right, in your daily activities, say you have to bug out, you got to travel, you got to move things, you're in a hurry. A lot of times when you're in a hurry, that's when most of your accidents happen, right? So if you get injured, if your hands get injured, your legs, your eyes, your feet get injured, then guess what? What do they call that? You're a combat what?
Ineffective.
You are combat ineffective, meaning you won't be able to carry on, right? It don't matter how strong you are. It don't matter how good you are at building fires or whatever it is. If you can't use your hands, you can't use your feet, you can't use your eyes, you are
combat ineffective.
I like that phrase. So
and you're also going to be the weakest link, because now other people that are prepared, they're going to have to care for you.
Okay.
Because I didn't take care of my feet, or I got my eyes hurt doing something. So now I'm going to have to spend my energy and time to make sure that you're okay.
Right. So instead of being an asset to the mission, you are a hindrance to the mission, right? So we're going to go over some things right here real quick, just some different PPE items. A lot of times you heard about PPE dealing with the COVID was going into the different masks or things that they use to protect themselves from the virus. But PPE has been around forever. The job that I worked at, we had a lot of PPE equipment. Gloves were one of those things, right? So gloves, let's see, let's look at some of these gloves we got here, right? What you got over there?
I got some lightweight work gloves by Magpool. Pretty lightweight. I think that it was about $20 on Amazon.
Okay.
Pretty lightweight, real easy to put on. Throw them in a pocket in the truck, slide them on. Pretty lightweight.
Now you got them on real tight. Why you got them tight like that? Why you don't want your gloves real baggy?
Well, you want your gloves snug because that way you can grab things. If you got to grab your phone or if you dig it in your pocket, you don't want a real baggy glove. You don't want them to get snagged on anything as well.
Got you, right? So something to understand with dealing with gloves is that when you have to work with gloves on, it's not the same as working without gloves on.
Right.
That's why in the profession that I had before, we were supposed to wear gloves, but we didn't like wearing gloves because it was easy for us to touch things, right? But guess what? If you didn't wear gloves, you get pointed out, you lose your job. So guess what? We learned to wear gloves. And guess what? The more we worked with our gloves on, the more it was easy for us to do things, right? So when you get gloves, you want to make sure you get gloves that fit your hand snug and not all baggy hanging off your hand, and you want to work with them. Right?
So, if I had to go out and chop some wood, this will protect me from splinters or little pieces of wood or little pieces of metal that may stick me in my hand, keep from getting cut. So, yeah, I want to wear a light glove that's breathable so my hands don't sweat a whole lot. But that's basically what I think a light glove is the best option for me. I think anybody who's out in the field who's working, you want to use a very snug, light glove.
Right. And something to what you just said, dealing with like metal getting put into your hand, guess what? Depending on what situation you're in, you might not be able to go to a hospital, get antibiotics and things like that. So you get a metal cut in your hand and it gets infected, then guess what? You'll combat ineffective. Right? So this right here, I got a pair of gloves, also nice, snug, breathable glove. What's this called? The strong suit, right? A lot of these gloves that we have, right? You'll be able to deal with your phone from the fingertips, right? Nice snug glove, the same thing, right? So you never know, you're out, you're doing something, you're grabbing, you're picking up boxes, you're moving them from here and there. You want to be able to use a glove to protect your hands. Now, we did talk about gloves that's real tight, that fit snug. These are like cloth gloves or whatnot with a little leather on them so they can last. But certain situations may call for a glove that's a little more sturdy from that. These are one of the mechanic gloves, right? If you can look and see at the top of these, they have basically a rubber type protectant here, like for impact or things like that. You may be working in a spot to where, like they use these when you're dealing with cars, because you're working under metal and you got to make sure you're protecting your hand going inside certain things. So depending on the application, you probably want to have some gloves like this with some type of rubber protecting on it also, if you can, right? If you can. Like, we're not saying go out to the store and buy all of these things, but guess what? Paycheck, a little at a time, and next thing you know, you can have a real strong prepping items, right?
Nice pair of gloves. Then we're going to get into eye pro. You think how important is having on eye pro?
Man, look, if you don't have eye protection, you have problems. All it takes is something real small to go into your eye, and you are
combat ineffective.
That's the word for the day. Combat ineffective. That's why we're talking about personal protective equipment, so you don't become combat ineffective. So what you got over here?
Oh man, I have some Walker's sport glasses, Eye Pro. These are very lightweight. Have different lenses in them actually. I got a yellow. I have a amber and a clear lens and a dark lens.
All right. So I got these already open. It comes with a little pack or whatnot. You got a pack for the glasses that you can carry on. You can clench them to your bag, and then it comes with another bag in there to keep the extra lenses. But look at this right here, right? Nice safety glasses. Take these off right here. Right? Nice safety glasses. They fit. They're adjustable. They come snug to your face. Not only that, but guess what? It covers the side, so if something was to come from the side, my eye's protected at all times.
Lightweight.
Very lightweight, right? And they're good quality. Right? Now, you can get a cheaper pair of glasses. I'm sure if something comes for your eye, it'll help out. Right? Or you can go into something a little bit better. And we're going to post links for these items that we have right here, alternates and things like that. And you can go for what your budget is, pick one of them, right? But eye protection is very important. You out there, think about it. When you're cutting your grass, a lot of us don't use eye protection. Working the weed eater, things like that. All it takes is for something to just fly and hit you right in your eye, and you're gonna have problems.
Oh, you're gonna be grabbing that eye, and it's gonna hurt.
It's definitely gonna
It's
hurt.
gonna hurt. I remember just getting a little dust in my eye.
I think you're a winner.
It hurts.
All right. So,
We're gonna
eye
move on.
protection.
Our pro is very important. We're gonna move on to, man, this is probably one of my most underrated items, knee pads, man. I'm getting old, man. Getting down on my knees hurts.
Look, I don't think many people understand what it is to have to crawl around on concrete, gravel for long periods of time. Right? Now, we talk about being prepared for anything, prepared for anything. You don't know what situation you're going to be in. Right? It's like it's always better to be caught with than without. Right? This should be in your bag. It should be in, keep it with some of your gear because you may need it. Right? Now, we are talking about this dealing with prepping for, in case some type of, whatever, God forbid, any kind of natural disaster, tribulations happen. But you can use these for everyday household applications also.
Absolutely.
Right? When you got to work on your knees. And let me see that thing right here.
There you go.
So like these right here, now these are good knee pads, right? These are made to where it goes around the thigh, right? It links up around the thigh and around on the leg, and it holds it easy for you to bend, right? Good protection. You rest on this, and you can be on your knees, and you won't have any discomfort, right? It can go for different sizes and things like that. Now, just like we said about prepping on a budget, there are many different types of knee pads, right? That you can get inexpensive. Or you can get some even more expensive than these. Like I've seen some real expensive knee pads, right? But whatever's in your budget. But I'm telling you, having a set of these will save your knees from discomfort.
Yeah, absolutely.
We not kids anymore. I know I'm not a kid anymore.
I know my knees are shot.
All right, so what we getting into next?
We're gonna get into some footwear. I think people underestimate being able to take care of your feet. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was in the infantry, so taking care of your feet was one of the primary duties as an infantryman, because you're on your feet all the time, and you're walking through mud, you're walking through rain, all different types of environments, and you have to take care of your feet.
Now, a lot of us, we can, I wasn't in the military, but I know I've watched many movies, right? Military movies, things like that, to where you see people changing their socks. So you hear about certain things called, what was it called? Something rot.
Green rot, is it green rot or foot rot?
Foot rot, right? Meaning you get water on your feet. I have a buddy that works for UPS, right? And so he's always moving, his feet sweat. Man, he showed a picture of his feet.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yes.
I was like, Greg, you need to do something about this.
Yes.
Right? But you gotta think, he has access to doctors right now, access to antifungal creams, antibiotics, and things like that. But what happened if, everything hits the fan and now his feet are like that? Get infected, he's got a problem. He won't be able to walk around. If we was in combat, he would be
combat infected.
I like that word, right? So we're gonna go show a couple different shoes, right? This right here is Columbia, right? It's a boot, right? Boots are good.
Absolutely.
Right? Boots are good. You get a little ankle protection, right? Kind of rugged, depending on what you're gonna be walking on. One thing that's important right here, waterproof, right? Waterproof. Now, waterproof from the sides, even from the top. We see mesh here, but guess what? It's still waterproof. But one thing we know, if you ever been camping or used a tent, what should you do to these things?
Spray some silicone protectant on it. That's what I like to do. Even on my tents, anything I'm gonna have outdoors, I like to get that silicone spray it on there real thick and let it sit, let it dry, and then extra protection for water.
Right. Now these boots are really light, right? Put them on, hey, look, they go really good. Got some different types. Another pair of Columbia boots, right? Kind of like hiking boots or whatnot. You never know what kind of terrain you're gonna deal with. But also what's important, they're waterproof. Waterproof boot. You don't want to sprain your ankle. That's why you get ankle protection, right? And look, for your sisters.
Also, one more thing I like to point out, that thick soles. So if you step on a nail, You know, you got a lot of rubber here to protect your feet
Right.
from punctures as well.
Right, never know, because if you walking in grass, gravel, dirt, wherever you have to be, you just never know how it's gonna be. Right. But that waterproof is important, right? I wore these. I was cleaning out a fridge. I was using the hose. Water was getting all on the boots. Guess what? The water didn't touch my feet. Right. Hey, look, for your sisters, they even make for your sisters. You know, y'all got y'all nice colors. What's this? Tan.
Teal.
And you got a little teal. You got like some yellow. No, this would be what? I don't know what color that is. But for your sisters, guess what? Same thing. It's waterproof. Nice boot, right? Ankle protection and thick sole. Like you said, stepping on rock, nails, anything like that can puncture. You get a hole in your foot. Like I said, when it's easy to sit in the house and lay in the bed and let that thing heal, but when you gotta walk for miles and miles on end, it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna be combat infected.
Also, keep you some good socks. Make sure you got some good socks on hand in your gearbox. Shoes, gloves, eye pro, knee pro, and some good socks.
Right. We didn't really bring any socks on here. I'm not about to take my socks off and lay over here and show you.
Sure.
But they made not doing that. Not today. Maybe next week. But they make wool socks that they are water wicking socks, right? Meaning that they're made to take water away from your body, right? When you sweating and things like that, it kind of sucks the water. I don't know, some kind of magic, but it works, right? It works, right? And you may think of wool, you're like, oh, this is gonna make it hot. No, they're made for this application, right? So all these things are important with many different things, right? When it comes to being prepared. But this is just some of the things we wanted to deal with today, to talk to you about some easy things that you can go ahead and grab, some gloves, some safety glasses, knee protection, different shoes, boots. I want to get boots, right? You know, sisters, get some boots.
Not no sandals.
No sandals. Yeah. No, you get sandals, you're gonna have problems, right? So I don't know. We got anything else?
I think that was a good video. I think there's gonna be more to come on the prepping channel, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Man, more to come. Man, we could have stayed here for hours. We could go into the watches, but you got something.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about that just yet.
Okay.
But it's a lot of different things that go into this prepping. I don't know about this guy, but you know, I kind of like it. What you do?
I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with prepping. So hey, look, like you said, we appreciate you for coming to the channel.
Right.
You know, always remember your spa dates, right?
Right.
Which is study,
Prepare,
and apply.
That's it.
All right. So thanks for visiting.
Thanks.